Hello there. Hello, everybody. This is the Great Scott, and I thought that I would do a little introduction video here to explain exactly what the three videos are that are going to be uploaded after this. Well, one thing that I have never made a secret of is the fact that I am a fan of the Wahlberg family, most specifically Donnie Wahlberg, because in the past I did reviews of Blue Bloods. You can still find some of those reviews. Unfortunately, they're under another channel now because my old channel was hijacked. I'm trying to revive my channel here as best I can, and maybe come out of retirement with some videos to do here. But when the first Wahlburgers opened up, I had a friend who worked there. He only works there about once a week now. But the second Wahlburgers to open was the Toronto store, was the Toronto location rather. And someone at the store, when I was showing up a lot, said to me, "When are you going to go up and visit that one?" Well, I still to this day have not gone to the Toronto Wahlburgers. I have no reason to go to Toronto right now. I'm sorry, visiting the restaurant is not a good enough reason when there's one right here in Hingham. I know it's a little different. I know it's a little bigger. I've heard good things about it from my friend Frank, who is in Reconciler. He lives in Toronto. But I did decide that I would do something. If I was ever in an area where there was a Wahlburgers, and I was there for another reason, just not to see the restaurant, I would try to make time to go and see it. Like, for example, I'm flying out to Washington State for the Murder of Innocence premiere, a movie I did with Sean Justice, who directed Reconciler, at the end in the middle of next week. So it just so happens, I didn't plan on this. It just so happens that I'm going out on Alaska Airlines, which is in Terminal C, which is where the Logan Airport Wahlburgers is, and you can't eat at it unless you're flying. And you have to be flying in Terminal C at that. So I'm going to go into the airport a couple hours, about like an hour or two early before my flight, and have lunch there so that I can, say that I visited there once, because it's one of the only Wahlburgers in Massachusetts I've never been to. In addition, I'm going to be going out to Pittsburgh for a family reunion at the end of June, and there is a Wahlburgers in Pittsburgh. So on the one down day we have, I might go there for lunch as well. Anyway, having said all that, last month during the last week of April, I drove down to my sister's home in West Grove, Pennsylvania, to be the guest speaker at both of my niece's schools. My one niece's preschool and my one niece's elementary school. It's one of the beauty parts of being a magician and being an uncle. And when you drive that far, it's like a 6-hour drive, you have to make pit stops anyway. So I thought, why not make my pit stops fun? So I looked on a map to see how many Wahlburgers were between here and my sister's home that weren't too far off the beaten path. Well, it turns out there were 3. If you want to get technical, there are 4 between here and there, but one of them was 2 hours out of my way, out in the Manhattan Island part of New York. But there was one in New York, there was one in Philadelphia, and there was one in Trumbull, Connecticut, all of which were kind of on my path down to West Grove. And they weren't really big stops either. They actually kind of helped break up the trip. So on the way down, I went to the Trumbull, Connecticut and the Philadelphia one, had lunch at one, had dinner at the other. And then on the way back, I stopped at the New York one that was on the route. And I did a live Facebook feed of me walking into all 3 of these places. And I finally figured out how to download those videos off of Facebook, and I'm going to upload them now. So the next 3 videos are going to be me visiting 3 of the Wahlburgers locations from here to my sister. These were recorded at the end of April. So hope you enjoy them.